Welcome to the Life, Law, and Little Ones podcast. I'm your host, Ebony. I'm an attorney, professor, and entrepreneur, but my most important role is being a wife and mother of 5 amazing children. As a woman who wears many hats, I know firsthand how being a mom and balancing work and family can present its challenges. I learned rather quickly not to stress the small stuff and just enjoy the season I'm in. I created this podcast to help mothers find work-life balance while juggling life, career, and family. Join me every week as I provide tips, knowledge, and insight to help inspire you to create a more balanced and productive lifestyle that you deserve.
Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode. On today's episode, we will be talking about the myth about multitasking, why doing one thing at a time is the secret to more productivity. So we have a question today from one of our listeners. The question is, I can't seem to manage my productivity to a point where I'm producing consistent quality work. I am great at multitasking and I am very organized, but for some reason I feel that the work does not get done. What am I doing wrong? The first things first, stop multitasking. Multitasking is a myth, and our brains are designed to focus on one thing at a time. Ask yourself, what is multitasking exactly? Well, multitasking is the process of trying to do more than one thing at once. Think about every time that you've tried to juggle multiple tasks. It is more stressful and you're less productive. Really think, are you getting any work done? And what is the quality of that work anyway? The key is not to multitask. The key is to just focus on single tasking. Single tasking, while not as popular a phrase, is the process of focusing on one task at a time. It results in higher quality results, less stress, and more productivity. Imagine if you can get through everything on your to-do list quickly and efficiently. You would literally feel like you've conquered the world. I don't know about anyone else, but when I was a multitasker, I never felt like I truly got any work done. I just found myself getting things only half done. Or I would complete a task, but to be honest, the quality of that work was questionable. When multitasking, I also found that I was very distracted. I would go back and forth between tasks, and I found that I often have to restart from the beginning because I never got to the substantive part of my responsibilities. It was just a hot mess. When I started to single task, my productivity increased by 100%. I was able to get through everything I needed to get done more efficiently and without the stress. I never gave up my to-do list. I just revamped it and focused on tasks and responsibilities that were most important. I learned to prioritize what was more important and focus on tasks that had the earliest deadline. I allocated time slots, dedicated a set time and duration for each task. This helped to keep me focused and hold myself accountable for the time I spent doing each task. This worked for me, and now I will never multitask again. Since becoming a single tasker, I am more productive, less stressed, and able to find more time in my day to do things that I love. Single tasking has literally changed my life. I'd like to share some of the steps that I took to lead myself towards being a single tasker. One of the things that I did was I took baby steps. This is a complete lifestyle change for many of us. All our lives, we have been told that we need to master how to multitask. And as mothers, we almost see multitasking as a necessity to accomplishing all that needs to get done. So the first thing I did was unlearn everything I already knew and slowly make the change. When making the change, I started with my to-do list. I started by cutting my to-do list in half, literally down to 3 tasks a day. By having a shorter list, I figured it would be easier for me to manage focusing on one thing at a time. I also felt less pressure to get through everything. Because my to-do list was reasonable, with only 3 items, I didn't feel the added pressure to rush through each task. Instead, I dedicated a reasonable amount of time for each one and I focused. The second thing I did was limit my distractions. One of the most important steps to take when trying to single task, or just in general when working on something important or something with a deadline, is to limit distractions. Being distracted is, in my opinion, one of the number one reasons why people find it hard to be productive. Distractions can come in many different forms, from emails, social media, TV, phone calls, your spouse, and even your kids. When you're working and trying to reach full productivity while single tasking, it is important to limit your distractions. One example is by turning off your phone or your notifications. Unplugging from your phone will allow you to focus without the distraction from all the emails and from social media notifications. It will also keep you from being tempted to check your emails or your social media notifications. For me, it helped to just shut off my phone completely and just leave it in another room. Keeping the phone near me, whether on or off, didn't really limit that distraction. So for me, I had to find what works to limit my temptation from checking my phone, so I would just leave it in another room. While your phone may not be your only distraction, whatever your distractions may be sure that you take the measures to limit them before taking on any task. Working in a dedicated workspace and during quiet hours, like early in the morning or late at night when everyone is sleeping, it's also helped me limit my distractions, and this might work for you as well. The next step that I took was creating a daily schedule. It's important to create a daily schedule. It's important to take breaks, and it's important to also set boundaries. Your daily schedule is not the same as your to-do list. While some of your to-do list items will be on your schedule, the daily schedule is where you would organize your day from the moment you wake up to when you're getting ready for bed. Keeping a schedule is helpful because you can set time slots for everything that needs to get done for the day. For example, if you like to work out early in the morning, you might want to allocate an early morning time slot for like yoga or going to the gym. Having a schedule keeps your day more organized and helps you to see in real time how much time you have to do everything. If you follow your schedule, you're more likely to single task and focus on each task during each time frame dedicated to it. In my experience, when I didn't follow a schedule, my day was literally all over the place. Taking a break is important too. Incorporate your breaks into your schedule. If you do not, you'll end up taking it anyway, and then your unscheduled break will just eat into the time you've allocated to do real work. So take a break or two. And last, set boundaries. When you create your schedule, stick to it. Let those closest to you know, including your spouse, your kids, or if you work for a team, your colleagues, let them know that it's your schedule and they should respect it. I'm not saying that you can't make exceptions for emergencies that may come up from time to time, but it's important for people around you to know when you need the quiet time to focus and be productive. Switching from multitasking to single tasking has its benefits. It's helped me to be more focused and resulted in better quality work for me. It also helped me reclaim back my time and create time to do things that I love, like reading a book, writing a blog, or even recording a podcast. In the end, learning to single task allowed me to do multiple things way more than multitasking ever did. Thanks for listening this week. Until next time, take care.